Well, hello, my paranormal peeps, and welcome back to another Deep Woods Paranormal Podcast. My name is Matt Harvey. I am your host and also the founder and lead investigator with Deep Woods Paranormal. Along with my wife, Amanda, we've been investigating the paranormal for close to 30 years now. We investigate everything from ghosts to UFOs to Bigfoot to cryptids to lake monsters, river monsters, strange lights. If it's paranormal in nature, we essentially investigate it. Let me turn this light up so you can see me a little bit better. All right. So, today we're going to get into the paranormal news. Now, I've got to put a disclosure out there. The videos I'm looking at are just videos I've kind of glanced through and looked to see if there's anything interesting about them. They're basically just other people's videos. So, again, on this channel, I don't want any judgment towards them or me or anybody else. These are just videos. You guys have to go through when I play these videos and make up your own mind. I'm going to do kind of devil's advocate. I'm going to tell why I think it could be paranormal and why I don't think it's paranormal. So, and if I'm left without any kind of other alternate explanation, then that's pretty cool. That means that you've got a really good video. So, I'll be doing this for our own evidence too here, probably in the future. I just don't have the time to go back through all the videos we've shot. We've got hundreds of videos we've shot with paranormal evidence in it, and trying to find the best evidence out of it is just going to be a little too much. So maybe in the future we'll get into that, but I want to go ahead and share my screen with you, and we'll take a look at some possible paranormal stuff going on. Oh, no. Okay, I know why this one's here. All right. So this is our Buy Us a Coffee page. This is linked down below. If you're listening to the audio podcast or you're watching this, it's linked down below. If you'd like to make a donation to help us buy new gear and continue to upgrade our gear so we can continue to put out better content and hopefully catch better evidence. You can donate. You can donate 1 cup, 3 cups, 5 cups, whatever. They're about $3 a piece, and basically, we're trying to get to $2,000. That's our goal, and the reason we're trying to reach that $2,000 goal is basically just to buy a camera. We're looking to go way more higher tech than we already are. We've already bought a bunch of new camping gear. We've got some new other paranormal gear that's coming in for ghost hunting. And so we're going to be switching over to Bigfoot research here shortly. I know I keep saying that. I'm working on setting up expeditions, not only to Joe's camp, but other places. And we're working on other cool things that you guys are really hopefully going to like. All right, so let's go here. Let's start here. This is where I really wanted to start. This is our website. This is the Deep Woods Paranormal page, deepwoodsparanormal.com. And this is our podcast page. People keep asking me, where can I find your podcast? Well, we're on about 60 different platforms. I mean, all the normal ones, plus ones I've never heard of. One's from India, one's from other places. They're just all over the place, which is cool. Really appreciate the opportunity to be able to be on more platforms. So anyways, what I've done is I've basically put our podcast on our website. So you guys can go down. You can read through all that if you want. All our links are down here. I probably have to update some of these. But you can see all of our podcasts. I think there's now about 118 of them. So you can see when they're recorded or posted at least. And every week when we do a podcast, they will show up here. And as you can see, they just keep going and going and going. Some of them are short. Some of them are long. Recently, we've been going about an hour or over. I try and keep the podcast at half an hour or less, but sometimes because I love to talk, things just keep going and going and going. And I appreciate you guys staying on and listening through the whole podcast and stuff like that. If you're on our YouTube channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hit that thumbs up. What that does is it tells YouTube that we're worth watching, we're worth listening to. And basically that helps us continue to get new content out and get seen. So the more thumbs up we get, the more likes we get, the more whatevers. If you're over on social media, If you don't mind liking this video or liking this audio podcast, we appreciate it. Please share this on your social media as well. It also helps us get our name and stuff out there, which is what we're trying to do. We really appreciate that. Our YouTube channel's on here. This, like I always say, our website's pretty much a one-stop shop. You can see our last podcast is up here. And then all of our podcasts, if you want to watch them, are also on our website. So yeah, just a lot of cool stuff on here. You can also go to Public Ghost Hunts. I'm going to be posting 3 or 4 more things on here shortly in the next couple of weeks or months. I'm trying to get this all updated, and then we'll post a date for this jail when we can, and we'll probably have just a whole bunch more stuff coming up. So, and then social media page, if you want to visit us on social media, you can come here. I don't know why, but there we go. It's just slow to show up. Basically shows all our posts from our social media, from Facebook and Instagram. All right, you guys have heard enough of me, John, about that. Also on the YouTube channel, we also have our audio podcast there. So if you guys are driving in the car and can't watch but want to listen, you can click on that, and basically it'll give you subtitles or whatever. So you guys, if you can't listen, you can at least watch, and it'll basically tell you what I'm John on about. All right, so let's go into the paranormal news. I'm sorry for John for however long about all that other stuff, but I have to get it out. It's very important that we continue to get our information out there. And I can't tell you how appreciative we are of you guys, your support in whatever way you're doing it, either financially or helping us by giving us likes and thumbs up and stuff, and subscribing. So, all right, let's start here. This is the Skinwalker Ranch. This person went out to Skinwalker Ranch. This might be from a show. I hope it's not. I got to be very careful about posting stuff from other shows. If you watched our YouTube video on Bigfoot podcast, I was doing some evidence review on there, and I aired Finding Bigfoot on there, and they basically didn't like that. They took it down. So if you're watching that video, if there's a gap in there, that's why. They basically said we cannot allow you to use this video for whatever reason. I don't know what was the situation or whatever, but whatever. All right, so from now on, I'll be more careful about that. So this is the Skinwalker Ranch. I believe this is in Arizona. The ranches all around the Skinwalker Ranch also experience quite a bit of paranormal activity, supposedly. There's new shows coming out constantly about the other farms and ranches around the Skinwalker Ranch. And that Skinwalker Ranch, supposedly, and take all this with a grain of salt, supposedly they experience ghosts, UFOs, Bigfoots, Dogman, or what they call skinwalkers, which is essentially, they say it's some kind of Indian that can basically change shapes and basically turn into like a wolf-like creature, like kind of like a werewolf, a small werewolf. I don't know. There are dogman presence around there. Supposedly these animals have been shot multiple times with multiple high round and high intensity firearms, and they essentially haven't been hurt. I don't know how real or unreal that is. I can't tell you. I've never seen it in person. Again, you guys have to make up your own minds as to if this is paranormal or not paranormal. So they're in an abandoned building. Essentially, it looks like it's very old, really dilapidated. They're shooting a video in this, looks like a shed almost. And up here on the left corner, up by the rafters, you see what looks like 2 long, skinny, maybe 2 or 3 inches long each, cylindrical objects. So let's watch this, and I'll give you my opinion on what I think it is.
One of the ranch's abandoned buildings, in the middle of the day, 2 glowing objects float in midair. A pair of birds flap around and squawk. The 2 objects appear to float up towards the bird. The birds then fly away. Oh, dude, the instant it reaches the bird, it flies away.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you see when I pause that, if you're watching this, the little glowing objects, they basically went from left to right about 5 or 6 feet and then disappeared. Now, with the light coming in or a flashlight or something, these could be basically just somebody using a mirror, shining it up, reflecting off something, or maybe it's a reflection of something shiny, um, reflecting up into the rafters. And the bird flying away, they could have seen the reflection or seen the light and just not wanted to have anything to do with it. So birds' eyes are very sensitive. I would imagine if they saw something like that coming, they would move away. Excuse me, my allergies are going nuts today. So yeah, could it be a ghost? Could it just be energy? Could it be faked? I don't know. Again, you guys really have to make up your own mind on what you think this is or isn't. Let me play that again so you guys can kind of see it.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to ask you to do.
Let's see if it'll go back to the beginning. It won't go back to the beginning. All right, so let's watch this through and then we'll rewatch it again.
One or two.
So they're trying to debunk it.
Explanations for this?
Sure. Caterpillars, the silkworms?
Yes.
Like the caterpillars, they do that. They suspend
Mm-hmm.
in air like that. The only thing that makes me think it's not this is just the light. There does seem to be a source of light.
Okay, so we're going to replay this so you guys can see it again.
In one of the ranch's abandoned buildings, in the middle of the day.
If you're wanting to see this and you're on our one of our audio podcasts platforms, just scroll down. Our YouTube page is linked in the description. So you guys can find that. Buy Me a Coffee's down there. Our website's down there. All of our different social media platforms are down there and stuff too.
Two glowing objects float in midair. A pair of birds flap around and squawk. The two objects appear to float up towards the bird. The birds then fly away. Oh, dude.
Okay, so you guys have seen that. It's not real good paranormal evidence, but this is the paranormal news, and people love the Skinwalker Ranch. It's very highly talked about and very popular, especially right now with all the UFO stuff going on. So I wanted to show you that. There is other videos from the Skinwalker Ranch that I do want to look into. I will go into that later. So let's go on to the next video. Let's see what else we got. So this is also the Skinwalker Ranch. This one I'm also kind of skeptical about, but I'll let you guys make up your own mind. Let me play this for you. This person supposedly spent the night in one of the dwellings on the Skinwalker Ranch. This I've heard a lot of talk about this house that's out there. Supposedly number one, it's haunted. Supposedly aliens come down into this building. I mean, you name it, it's probably paranormal. It's probably happened in this building. So hold on, let me play this for you.
Let's go ahead and go in.
Okay, so if you're wondering what he's seeing, he's walking around in this old dilapidated house. It's dirty inside. It looks like it's been abandoned for a very long time. There's no furniture or anything like that. It's just basically just dirty and dusty. The front door's probably been open for a long time. I don't think there's any kind of floor. Again, there's no furniture or anything. He's just walking around basically an empty building. And it looks like a house.
What was that?
Okay, so what he's referring to is that thump. Hopefully you just heard that thump. Let me turn this audio up so you guys can hear this.
I heard a thump over here. This is creepy.
That's
Did
what
you hear that?
I don't know if you guys heard that or not. I can't replay this. I think it's a TikTok video that's been moved over to YouTube.
Right here. So over there, I heard a thump.
So he's in the kitchen area, and essentially he's trying to chase down this thump. And every time he gets close to where he heard the last thump, it moves to a different spot in the room on him. It's like directing him around the room, supposedly.
And I just heard it again. I swear to God, I keep hearing it. What?
Okay. So my take on this, like I said, I'm going to play, both sides here, the non-believer and the believer. Could it be a ghost? Maybe something's just trying to get his attention, trying to get him to go in a certain place. Maybe it's trying to show him something. I don't know. Sometimes in the paranormal, you get lucky and things really want to communicate with you, and they will do things like that. If they're strong enough, they will communicate however they can. And in this case, it could be that the only way the spirit can talk to him is by banging on different things, trying to pull him in a direction. Now, the skeptic in me says, okay, you know what? There's probably just somebody either in another room or outside just banging on the walls. And so, again, you guys have to kind of make up your own mind without being able to see outside the room he's in or outside the house, and having either somebody, recording out there and them flashing back and forth from where he is to the outside. It's really hard to believe that could be paranormal. All right, so let's keep moving. All right, so this is another YouTube video. These are all YouTube videos. They will be linked down below. You guys can come on here if you want to watch them, and you can make up your own minds as to if they're paranormal or not. So let me blow this up. And this is the top 10 scariest things caught on closed caption TV cameras in 2022. So let's watch this. Yes. Okay. So in this one, we're watching a couch, and it looks like there's 3 pillows sitting on the couch, and if we're looking directly at the couch on the left side, the one pillow doesn't just fly like off. It flies up a little bit and then flies off. So, could this be faked? Yes, there could be a string with like somebody has some kind of something over it, a pole or a fishing pole or something with a wire tied onto some of these little I forget what they're called, the little things on the sides, and just yanks it up, out, up and out. Yes, that could be. Could it be a ghost? Yeah, it could be. Ghosts are known to move things, so I know all too well about things moving on their own. Unfortunately, by the time I get my damn phone out, half the time, 99% of the time, it's already happened and it's over. And I'm sure the ghost is laughing because number one, I'm like, what the hell? And on the second hand, I'm like, I didn't have my camera out. So anyways, yes, capturing stuff like this when it happens is extremely hard to do. So, and unfortunately people like to fake stuff to get attention, but, I can't say if this is real or not. So like I said, you guys have to make up your own mind. This is not our video. Just a FYI, these are not our videos. These are somebody else's videos. I guess I told you I would link them down below, and you guys can come on here and take a look at them and see if there's something that you're interested in watching. You can tell us, yes, that's real, or no, that's not. Have you experienced something like this? Have you been to the Skinwalker Ranch? Feel free to comment down below. The more comments we get, the better. Whether you're a skeptic, a believer, again, just please be nice. We have no judgments on this channel. I don't want people putting anybody down for their beliefs. There's enough baloney going on in the world right now. This is just a place where you guys should be able to come and enjoy the videos that we do, or enjoy the podcast, and maybe get away from life for a little bit, and hopefully put a smile on your face, and then go back to whatever you were doing. So anyways, that's what I want this channel to be. I want you guys to enjoy the content that we put out. I hope it's fun for you guys, because we enjoy doing it, and always enjoy getting a fun comment from you guys. We appreciate that a lot. But again, if you'd like to be a guest on our show, maybe you've been to Skinwalker Ranch, maybe you've lived in a house with paranormal activity. You don't have to prove it. We just, we'll listen to you, and people can make up their own minds. So anyways, let's watch this again. So if you notice that pillow, let me go back here. So you notice this pillow, it goes up and then out. So I think I stopped this on a weird spot because the pillows are all like out of position. Anyways, could this be CGI'd? Who knows? Life's too short to sit there and make fake ghost hunting videos. But anyways, let's move on. Okay, let's go back to the last one. This is really interesting to me. This shows what looks like a person walking out into the middle of the road, traffic going both ways, and basically he walks right through the middle of traffic. Should have been hit multiple times, but they just go right through him. I don't think they even see him because they're not slowing down to stop. Now, again, the believer side of me says this looks kind of like a shadow person, maybe crossing a road. Maybe they got hit in this location. Maybe they died around here. Maybe they were involved in some kind of car accident. So now they're just left to basically roam the road. Maybe they're just trying to get attention, and this camera was able to capture this. A friend sent this to me, and they were all like, "Yeah, this is totally you, Matt." So again, bear with me. My allergies are going nuts. So essentially, this guy, this guy or girl, this figure walks across the road without getting hit by any cars. They just go right through him. I thought this was pretty interesting. Could this be CGI'd? Maybe. I mean, if you have the technology to do it, if you're basically have the time and everything to do it. But this is really interesting. My believer side kind of says, yes, this is real. This is really interesting the way it moves. Let's watch this again real quick here. See how he basically disappears as that car goes over him. That's interesting. And then he appears again and again. Four vehicles basically went through him, and nothing happened. I believe this is the third clip here. This shows that one hotel room, the lights are flashing on and off down the hallway. Let's see what's going on. They're like going off in succession. So they're saying that this video is paranormal in nature. Could this be just some kind of we're looking at the hallway with the lights flickering on and off, kind of just in random ways. If you watch, the lights go off kind of straight down and then straight back and then straight down again. Like this side of the hall essentially goes off for a split second, and then the next set of lights goes off, and the next one's all the way down to the hallway, and then it comes back. Bear with me for just a second. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Otherwise, I'd be sitting there sniffling for the next 5 minutes. And yes, I do take allergy medicine. I take it at night. Anyways, so this, the skeptic side of me says, okay, basically this might just be some kind of electrical issue. Maybe there's some kind of a power surge going through the building at this point in time. And basically it's just setting the lights off. The paranormal side of me says this would be cool if it's real. It just shows maybe a spirit walking down the hallway, but you can't see them, and they're just drawing the energy out of the lights, causing them to turn off. So again, you guys have to make up your own minds. I'm not here to debunk or prove anything. I'm just showing you guys these for you guys to enjoy and for you to make up your own mind. If this was a true paranormal investigation, yes, I'd be debunking everything. That's how we normally roll. But in this case, we're just having fun watching videos. And again, this is just the paranormal news, just me bringing you cool stuff that I think is interesting. I'm not saying it's paranormal, and I'm not saying it's not paranormal. It's up for you, up for your judgment. All right, let's move on. Okay, we've seen videos kind of like this before. We may have seen this video before on the paranormal podcast. So essentially, these chairs are basically, it's dark in this office. There's a little light on, probably for safety issues. And these chairs, these swiveling chairs, are basically pushed into the desks. And as you're sitting here watching this actually might be a testing center where I went to get my insurance license. It looks a lot like it. They basically have computers with chairs pulled up to them, and you go in here and you take your test, and then basically you drop your stuff off at the front, and they basically grade it, tell you if you got your license or didn't. Anyways, so yeah, these chairs are not just pulling out, but they're swiveling around, which is going to be harder to fake than if you were just using maybe some kind of fishing line or something to pull them out. Maybe there was somebody underneath this, if there was somebody underneath this desk pushing the chair out, I don't know if it would have spun or not. But again, the skeptical side of me says there's somebody under this desk pushing this out. Again, over here, you can't see anybody over here, but there could have been somebody over on the left side here, because the other chair on the left side of the room basically pushes out on its own too. So let's watch. They just look like they were shoved. All right, so we're moving on to the next video. So I'm sorry, this looks like a drugstore. This looks like the back area where they keep all the prescriptions and stuff. This might be a pharmacist. He looks like he's looking at something, or it could just be a gentleman in a store shopping, basically looking at the products he's looking for. He's got something in his hand, and of course the shelves are all full. So let's see what happens with this. Oh, creepy. Okay, that just sent. Oh, hello. There's somebody standing behind me. I just got chills all down my back, and I got goosebumps all down my arms. I mean, my arms are just covered with goosebumps right now. It's freezing cold behind me. If I didn't have this green screen up, you probably would be able to see whatever's standing behind me. All right, so let's go back to that. We need to rewatch this one. Okay. What is that a person? Must be a display. All right, let's go back to this gentleman in the pharmacy or wherever he's at. I apologize again for my allergies. There's a lot of stuff in the air today. All right, so let's watch this again. Right behind him, watch the shelf, the second shelf down. You'll see something just looks like a square box start to float off. And it's not like it just falls off the shelf. It basically pulls off and then floats, and then the video goes off. I wonder what happened after that. I wish they would have put the whole video on here. The guy probably hopefully reacts, but it'd be interesting to see him turn around and see that thing floating there. Okay, let's watch this again. So watch the right side of your screen. Okay, so you can see an object that was on the shelf start to float off. This guy is completely oblivious to it, or he purposely isn't paying any attention to it to basically, throw you off. Okay, now we can see the object. It's basically floating off the shelf. There's nothing underneath it that we can see. This would be a little harder to do because you need something to basically pull it out, and then basically you have to have something that held it almost like perfectly level. The only thing I can think of to debunk this video is that there's basically, this was the only thing on this shelf. There's somebody on the other side, maybe with a ruler or a yardstick or a meter stick, and this object's on top of it, sitting on top of it. And basically they just pushed it off the shelf, out, and to make it look like it's basically floating. Let's keep watching this just for another second or two. Okay. So when you come out here, you can't quite see if there's anything under it. There could be something under it, but it also looks like it's kind of just floating on air. You can kind of see the shelf, where the metal part comes down, kind of like a lip facing down. You can actually see that through that, which tells me it might or might not be, there might or might not be something there. Unless basically I was there or watching this video. Problem with this video is it's a little, I would say it's a little bit too bright. It should have been a little bit darker, and they should have turned the white, the brightness down on the video, and it's a little blurry, if you will. Whoever set up this camera didn't basically fine tune it enough so it wasn't blurry, and that could have been on purpose, by the way. So yeah. So as you can see now, if you're just listening to the podcast, this thing's a good 6-8 inches off the shelf. It appears to be floating. Again, there could be something attached to it, pushing it out. Again, the video is just a little tiny bit blurry, but essentially it's cool. It's cool. I mean, if it really is real, it's a really cool catch and good find by whoever filmed this. So now you can see it's floating completely out. Now you can completely see the lip. You can see kind of under the box. Now, somebody could have CGI'd whatever they pushed this out with out. Or maybe there was somebody standing back here that just pulled it out without us seeing. It's real easy to remove people. If you look back here, there's kind of a haze that looks kind of like a human form. Could that be a ghost? Again, you have to use your own judgment. I don't know. I really wish I was at this location so I could see back into this back area and see what's there. So I can basically tell you yes or no, and then I'd be able to tell you whether I really truly thought there was somebody basically messing with this on the side, manipulating it in some way. Anyways, it's a cool video. We're gonna move on. Okay, so in this video, you see a woman sitting in what looks like either a cafeteria or something. There's the long tables stretched out here, and then there's tables at the end of the room here where she's sitting in an L shape. Look like some food's on there. Looks like they're about ready to start having a party or a gathering or something. And she's turned looking at the opposite end of the room. So let's see what happens. Okay, so the camera went dark. It just came back on. And now she's turned back around. She's done like a 180. Now she's looking back behind her again. Now she's freaking out on her phone. Oh boy. Okay. So the chair next to her just moved a couple inches. She was sitting at the end of a table. And these are just these plastic chairs. You can't see underneath this table here. So this chair moving the way it did, I mean, if you had a string attached to the bottom of here, it'd be pretty easy to pull it this way, but she looks pretty damn freaked out. Could this be a ghost? I mean, yes and no. I mean, like I said, the skeptic side says, because I wasn't there, I can't see who's under the table. I can't see what really happened. I want to know why she was so terrified. Why was she looking out towards the other end of the room. What was going on at that point? She must have experienced something else that freaked her out, because she immediately got on the phone. I'm sure she was calling somebody to let them know, hey, there's a ghost here or something's going on. Her reaction just tells me that it's probably real, but you never know. And the way she freaks out when the chair moves and falls down and then runs across to get as far away from it as she can also tells me that essentially she it was real. So essentially what happened was that the chair slid towards her a little bit. She was in another chair. She kind of reacted, fell out of the chair, left whatever this black thing is up here, and then basically scooted back, got up, and then now she's against the tables to the right of the room. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so now we're looking into, this is a good night vision camera. This is clear. This video is really nice. You can see everything pretty clearly. What we're looking at is a room full of computers, kind of in almost like a paper. If you're looking at a piece of lined paper, the desks are basically going across that way. And it looks like there's a couple desks at the top of the video here with a bunch of paperwork on it, and then you have monitors. Basically, there's just computer stations. Like if you went to work and basically sat, you have a desk, your neighbor's right next to you. This is basically without the cubicles, which is cool. At least you have a little bit of, openness. So, okay, let's keep watching. Okay, so what it's doing is it's flipping through different cameras, probably all pertaining to this office. It went through a hallway really quickly and another room. Now it's kind of flipped the camera back around the other way, so you can see the other side of the room. There's desks kind of in an L shape, and then it goes down the way and back into another L shape. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 4 desks. And then there's, of course, the desks I told you about before. This might be a different room. So it's just flashing through different, what the hell is that? Okay, so it's just flashing through different views of the room, which I like, because that shows me there's absolutely nobody there. And I think that's why they did that with the video. I probably would have done it the same way. So let's keep watching. Oh, okay. So again, another chair moving. It basically pushes out of the desk from under the desks and goes to the left a little. Now, again, back to my skeptical side. There could have been somebody underneath here. And if you watch the way the chair goes, it goes kind of in a boomerang shape and then bangs off the wall. If somebody pushed this chair hard enough underneath here, it probably would have done this. What's interesting is wow, it went pretty far. There's another chair moving. Oh, wow. Okay, so they just showed the computer monitors all flashing on and off at the same time. Now they're showing you like a storage room where there's filing cabinets, and they're showing the filing cabinet doors opening on their own. That was interesting. Let's go back just for a second here. And then you see a bunch of papers fly up into the air, which is interesting. Okay, and it just showed a door opening on its own. Again, somebody could have been on the other side of that door, even though there's a window, flung it open. I don't like how fast it goes back and forth between the videos. I would have probably made them at least 10 or 15 seconds long so you could see the door open and maybe slam back shut. And that would have been a little bit more basically inspiring to say, okay, yeah, that could be real. So we're back in the room where basically this looks like a copy room with some desks in here. I guess a bunch of paper just flew off somewhere. It looked like it flew up into the air and went across the whole room. So that's what they're showing. Okay, so that was that video. This is a video of a girl sleeping. She's got a little stool here with some water and I don't know, something else, maybe a tissue or a towel or paper, and the basically looks like a small room. The door is to the right of her, and as she's sleeping, the door seems to be creeping open. Okay, so what I like about this video is, number one, she could be pretending real easy, but she doesn't react. She does look like she's kind of asleep. And then the door opening, you can kind of see out. You can see there's nobody behind the door on this side in the room. And then there's basically, you can see where her arm comes down. She's not moving at all. She's stationary. And then on the other side of the door, you can see that there is basically nobody standing there. Now that's not to me, that doesn't mean there's not somebody just off camera to the right or just off camera to the left who didn't open the door and push it open and kind of duck back around one of the corners. But it is interesting. Let's keep watching. It keeps opening. So, and you don't see anybody's hand on the door. What's interesting on the door, look at the door. It's bent. It's almost like half mooned, if you will. The bottom of the door is bent in. So I don't know if that's just a distortion. And it looks like there might be something kind of small right behind the door. Now that could be a shadow. It could be anything. But it just shows you that the door slowly but surely keeps opening. Unless there's somebody like way over on this side of the video, it's going to be really hard to say it was somebody with a string. And it opens slowly. I wonder if it closes back on itself. Oh, okay. So now we're watching her sleeping, and we're watching the covers get kind of tugged down. Now, what's interesting, and I'm sure everybody's seen fake videos of covers being pulled off people and stuff like that. What's interesting is it looks like there's a pillow on the left side of the bed. She's probably in at least a double, if not a queen size bed. And what's interesting about the covers being pulled is it looks like it's being pulled about 2 feet from the bottom. It's not just being pulled from the bottom down here. It's being pulled up by where her feet are. And then you see her wake up and react to the covers being pulled. Could that be faked? Yes. I mean, could she just be acting? Yes. But the reaction on her face says no. And knowing, basically speaking from experience, sleeping with a camera in your room is a little unnerving. It's an uncomfortable thing, at least for me, and I know other people I've talked to who have paranormal experience don't like to have a camera in their room, just because of this. Pretty much, they don't want to see what happens at night. And so, yeah, for her to wake up and react like this just tells me that something may have happened. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, again, you guys got to make up your own minds on these. Like I said, I can play devil's advocate all day long. Even with my own videos, I can play devil's advocate. But I mean, if you're a believer, you're going to believe. If you're a skeptic, you're going to not believe. If you're somewhere like me, if you're somewhere in the middle, you have a skeptical side, but you're also a believer, you kind of go back and forth, and you rationalize things, but then you go, wait. And then you relook at things, you relook at things, you relook at things. And then, you like I said, you just go back and forth, trying to find out an explanation for why that happened. And if you're left with no explanation, you can't disprove it, then essentially it could possibly be paranormal. So, all right, let's keep watching. In this video, looks like a hallway. There's a kid's little ride-along thing on the side, like a toddler's little car here that they'd probably push with their feet. Looks like there's another toy stacked on top of that. On the left side here, kind of in the middle left, there's a bike with some training wheels, and then it looks like there's a clothes hanger, and then maybe some totes or something stacked underneath them. And then this is just kind of like a hallway. There's a plant back in the right corner. and then it looks like another hallway leading somewhere else. So let's watch this. This may be either in a garage or a hotel or something, apartment complex. Let's just see what this happens in this video. Oh, wow. Okay, so that was super quick. Let me go back and see. No. Let me see if I can pause that. Yeah, that's like in between frames. There we go. Okay, so whatever this is, it's moving really quickly. So we're looking down this hallway again. You're basically, maybe this is a garage, maybe it's just some kind of apartment complex, and maybe they have cameras out inside, or it's a hotel, maybe where people maybe live. So what you're seeing is something white go from left to right in this picture. It looks like it's almost like walking. It's going extremely fast, way faster than a human could go. Now, you can see it up in this right-hand corner if you're watching this video. You kind of see, I don't know, like a white thing, almost like, it looks kind of like a figure, but not quite. And then down below, you see another like glowing light. This could just be some kind of pocket of energy. And then as it goes by, you see the clothes actually go back and forth like wind would by. So whatever this is had some mass and was able to move the air around it. So again, my brain goes, okay, this could be CGI'd, or this could be some kind of entity that just went by. But usually entities, ghosts don't make things, like the wind. They don't create wind when they go by you. And believe me, I've experienced ghosts so many times, it's not even funny. I live with them, as you saw me experience a minute ago, with a cold spot on my back and my the goosebumps down my arms. Anyways, so to me, I mean, this could be some kind of, maybe a flashlight. Maybe somebody's trying to flashlight up the hallway. Maybe it's a car headlight coming by. Maybe there's windows out here, and as a car went by, it reflected and just went by this way. But that doesn't explain why the clothes moved all at the same time. That would be extremely hard to fake. Either you'd have to somehow shake this thing back and forth really quickly without being seen and without this thing falling over, or you'd have to have some kind of fan, either one way or the other. And I don't see a fan here. I mean, this would be obvious. Or you'd have to have strings attached to all these things and pull them all at the same time back and forth. So I don't know. I just kind of feel like maybe this is real because of the clothes moving. If this has been debunked, let me know. But good video. This is pretty cool. So let's move on. Okay, so they're going to show a closer view of it. And remember, all these links to these videos will be down below. I think there's 3 different YouTube channels you can come check out. Will be linked down below in the description, so you can go on there and watch it for yourself. Yeah, so basically it almost shows like somebody walking by very quickly. So you can see it one place, and then in the middle, and then now here, and then it's probably going to be gone the next clip. Yep. So that's interesting. Anyways, let's watch this last one. I'm sorry, they put up, they're basically, their end screen is here. So let's watch this. This looks like a kid's room. Looks like a kid's bed, 2 kids' beds, single beds, just one and then another one, a little stuffed bunny, a pillow, and some clothes maybe. And these beds are made, and then there's something on the wall which I can't read. It's probably some kind of kids' room. Okay, so the bunny basically just fell over. The stuffed bunny just fell over, and it's now just kind of falling on its face. It's in a sitting position. The stuffed animal was. So essentially, they're looking around this room for whatever reason. Maybe they're hearing something, seeing something. Who knows? Okay, so there's some kind of advertisement there. But let's go back to this bunny. So this bunny is already kind of at an angle. And I mean, again, is it CGI'd? Was it pulled with string? Who knows? What's interesting is, sorry, these ads are up here, so it's hard to see. But if you look to, he'll pan to the right to kind of show you there's nobody else in the room, or they will pan to the right. Watch. So, okay, the bunny just falls over and then falls over again. Now, there also could have been somebody maybe under the bed that like jarred the bed. Didn't look like it moved too much, but that bunny was already tilted at an angle. It probably wouldn't have taken much to knock it over. So what's cool is they show you the rest of the room. You can see there's nobody here in the room unless there's somebody in that closet, what looks like a closet or doorway. Without the audio of them reacting, it's really hard to tell whether that was real or faked. I can't say one way or another. Again, you guys have to make up your own mind. You can come watch this. Again, the link will be down below. All right, guys. What is this? I already showed you that. Okay. All right. So let me stop sharing my screen. All right, guys. So that's basically the paranormal news for this week. We'll take a look at more stuff next week. If you like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, because the more thumbs up we get, the more YouTube will basically help us be seen. If you like and share, if you subscribe, that also tells YouTube that, hey, these videos are good. We want to show these to more people. Unfortunately, only a small percentage of people see our videos right now. We want to make sure that more and more people are seeing them. We're getting a lot more views. We used to get 10,000 views in a week on our videos, but for some reason, and I think it has to do with YouTube, we've been just like shadow banned. Now we're only getting like 100, 200 views in a week, which is really strange. So anyways, if you guys like this video, please like and share it. If you're over on our regular podcast, feel free to come over here to the YouTube channel and watch or listen. And we will catch you on the next one.